All right, guys, day number 16. We are halfway there, and I'm a bit surprised I'm still doing this, and I haven't rage deleted everything by now. There's been late nights, awkward silences, and more ums than I care to admit to, but we're still going with this challenge. So what's really keeping me going? Part of it is just momentum. Part of it is just absolutely stubborn. And part of it is, I'm really starting to enjoy this. I can see going back to my first video or two where I'm just, I feel so awkward at it. I don't like, I knew editing my first videos. I did not like seeing myself on video. I didn't like the way I sounded. You get really annoyed by some of the things. Once you start doing it though, kind of like, actually, I'm getting pretty good at this. I mean, I still suck, but I can feel the progress. I can see the progress that's going on with it. So it's a little exciting to be able to do. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it right now, and I'm learning to get a little bit quicker with the editing and messing around with Fusion and getting used to, just applying things a lot quicker, whether it's putting in a title, whether it's putting in the color grading and just applying LUTs and everything. So I'm just getting a little bit better at it each day, but it's a bit exciting. I'm starting to learn how to do some of the editing, and I'm enjoying the process with it a bit too. It is another beautiful day out here, and of course it's going to rain. So yeah, some of the things I've learned so far, again, I really urge people to do this vlogging challenge. It's not that, it's not just about being able to talk on camera. That is certainly a piece of it, but get it out of the way because you'll just get more and more comfortable doing it. But it's just the little things. It's the, being able to talk on camera, being able to put together your thoughts, being able to partially script a few things so you have, at least your subject matter at hand and kind of the things that you want to say. But part of it's just the process itself that, things that I didn't think about, which is, transferring the videos over. Originally I set this up so, with the Action 5 Pro that I'm using right now, I can just go ahead and import those directly to the DJI Mimo app, and it goes over to my phone, which imports into my photos on my phone, and that will synchronize to the cloud, which will then send it over to the Photos app on my computer, and then I can get the files from there. Well, that process takes a really long time, and it's fine if you are not editing right away or something. It's fine to go ahead and back it up that way. And if you're editing on mobile, it's a great way to actually do that. It's not too hard of a process. But if you want to record a vlog and get it out quickly, that's not the quickest way to do it. I've also done it where I plug in the camera to the computer and transfer it that way. I don't know that it's any faster doing it that way compared to just taking out the SD card, plugging it into an SD reader. These are things I just didn't even think about when I was doing that. Also learning how to organize your footage, to keep everything in one place for all the vlogs so you'd be able to find this footage later on. I'm still learning a lot of things in the media page in DaVinci, but it's all these small little things like that that you start to figure out. Things like remembering to put on the wind muff when you're actually going to be outside on your microphones. So, I've had a couple of occasions where, I forgot to actually do that and I didn't even think about it. With the Insta360 X5, I've done a few videos out there, but I did notice on the last one, I guess it was a little bit more windy outside. They have built-in wind protection on the X5, but it's not perfect. So I actually got some pieces to go on there that actually help with wind protection. So we'll see how that actually works on some of the next videos, because I'd like to start using the X5 to do some more vlogging as well and see other things that I can do with that. I've also learned that I can create semi-coherent videos when I'm tired, overworked, doing it inside of a car. It's a true filmmaker's journey. Something I didn't think I would actually enjoy was actually kind of the pre-planning process and, organizing these videos and having, ideas of things to say. And I've got a system that I'll probably talk about at some point of how I'm actually mapping these things out. And I've actually kind of gotten excited by that process. I have held off for doing this for years because, everybody's looking for that. Well, I need to wait for that motivation. I need to get that inspiration to do things. And people are not wrong when they say, you get your inspiration not by, waiting for inspiration, but by actually doing it. The more and more you do it, the more and more you're inspired to actually go out and do more. The more I go back and I see some of my first videos or two, or the more I get like a comment on one of my videos or a like, or I get an extra follow, the more it makes me want to do this. So that's something I didn't expect that I was going to enjoy this early on in the process, because I still have so much more to learn. But I really am enjoying that. I'm really enjoying seeing that progress going from, barely being able to speak on the camera, not knowing what to do, the amount of editing I had to do on those things. Yeah, it's gotten a lot easier. And we're only, 16 days in with this. I still have a lot of long form videos I want to do, some more pre-planned out things, and I'm going to still do some vlogs, but not necessarily challenges like this. So yeah, I'm really starting to realize how much I enjoy that process, and that's not something I really planned on happening. Look, I'm halfway done. The finish line is still a ways off. It's a little blurry. I can barely see it, but I've made it this far with, caffeine and sheer willpower. So, let's see what the next 14 days bring. And then we'll see what we can start creating after that, because I definitely want to start diving more into how to do the things on this camera and doing some more cinematic stuff and really getting into color grading and learning all this stuff. Things that I'm not really focused on with the vlog right now, that I'm learning with DaVinci, and eventually I'll be able to apply these. So we'll definitely see some more of that coming down the road, but I'm looking forward to just finishing up this challenge here. Not that I'm in a rush, but seeing where I'm going to be at the end of this 30 days. And it's going to be interesting to go back and watch my first one and then my last one and see that progress. So yeah, day number 16 is in the book. I'll see you guys tomorrow for number 17. And that's it for today. Peace.